Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. He wants to hang out with you next week, and I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f*** you.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually. But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that.
Terrence Howard worked on my first film, Get Rich or Die Trying with me. He's a good friend of mine.
Can't help it, man. This is real life that we're talking about. We're not talking about dingleberries and applesauce. Yeah, real life.
Just when you thought the Diddy scandal couldn't get any wilder, 50 Cent enters the chat. And he's not playing around. He's claiming he may have literally saved Terrence Howard from becoming another victim of Diddy's freaky behind-the-scenes party world. And now, Terrence is finally telling his side. Terrence isn't just speaking out, he's naming names and exposing the dark side of Hollywood's elite. He says some men gave up their pride and integrity at those exclusive FO parties, but he narrowly escaped. And the way he tells it, this wasn't just shady, it was downright dangerous. Meanwhile, word is 50 Cent is bringing all this heat to his explosive upcoming docuseries, Did He Do It? And guess who's rumored to be featured? Terrence himself. 50's not just talking, he's ready to expose exactly who was at those wild parties and what really went down. And the names being whispered behind the scenes, whew, game-changing.
I'm always right. It's like when I'm right, I'm right. And when I'm wrong, I could have been right. So I'm still right because I could have been wrong.
If you missed it, Terrence recently sat down on the PBD podcast and he let it all out. He opened up about how some major names in Hollywood were more than willing to sell out just to be part of the inner circle. He said flat out, some of these men gave up their manhood at those parties.
Do all those things. When you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the Puffy party.
Then he took it even further, claiming this wasn't just hearsay, this is what happened. He said it plain, a lot of the celebrities we all know and love ended up in those parties and left with something missing, and not just their clothes.
That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never gonna be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
The host brought up Justin Bieber, wondering if maybe he too got caught up in that dark world. Terrence didn't deny it. In fact, he nodded in agreement and said, you can tell, some of these people are still dealing with the trauma.
Get it? So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal.
But hold on. The wildest part? Terrence said Diddy personally tried to come for him. First, it started off innocent. Diddy claimed he wanted acting tips. Then he started getting more curious about Terrence's music. But Terrence's assistant saw the red flags. He warned him something was off, and Terrence says that's when he knew. Diddy wasn't looking for mentorship. He was scouting for something else.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there, just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f*** you.
However, and Diddy wasn't the only one. Terrence said he had other big-name producers try the same shady mess, offering up opportunities that came with strings attached. And when he didn't play along, he was shut out.
To be hands-off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're gonna get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room.
Terrence says staying true to himself, refusing to sell out in every sense of the word, cost him major roles. Real money, real exposure. But for him, it wasn't worth what he'd have to give up.
And that's always been my whole thing. And I've lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that because the man card means everything.
Naturally, the internet went wild after this interview hit the timeline. Because let's be honest, most celebrities out here are plain dumb, acting like they've never even met Diddy, let alone been to his parties. But Terrence, along with 50 Cent and Cat Williams, they're the few brave souls who are actually saying it out loud. Terrence even said it, Diddy tried to get with him, and 50? When asked why he's the only one going public, his answer was simple. He never attended those parties, so he has nothing to hide.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
He did it. You've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now. And then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy.
But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated to a degree.
But was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what was going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that freaky shit. All of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal.
50 said it loud and clear. I didn't go to those freaky _ parties. That's why he's speaking now, because he was never a part of it. He said most celebs are staying quiet because, well, they participated, and now they're scared of getting exposed. He even reposted Terrence's clip on Instagram with a cryptic caption, "No comment, I'm staying positive, God help us all." But baby, he's not staying silent, he's just getting started.
When I say 50 Cent is unmatched, he is unmatched. His pettiness goes beyond anybody that has ever been petty in the hemisphere of pettyism in this damn universe. Child, 50 Cent made a bidding war off of Diddy Do It. Diddy Do It was bought by Netflix, baby. So this docuseries will be out about everything that has happened since Cassie has filed this lawsuit against Diddy. Leave 50 Cent out of everything because this man's pettiness is beyond compare.
Word is 50 Cent tapped Terrence Howard to join Did He Do It, and it's no surprise. 50 backed Terrence when Hollywood tried to blacklist him. But for Terrence, this isn't just about money. He's calling out an agenda to emasculate strong black men. He says refusing to wear dresses got him labeled difficult, while white actors got praise. And when Taraji spoke up about low pay, Terrence got it. He only made $12, 0 cents K for Hustle and Flow.
Really transformative? No, check this out. I made $12,000 for doing Hustle and Flow. And then on top of it, what Paramount did, instead of putting my name as Terrence Howard performing the songs, they put performed by DJ. Well, they own DJ. So guess what? The performance royalties went to Paramount. They went,
Wait a minute. They didn't go to Terrence Howard. They went to
$12,000. That's all I ever made from Hustle and Flow.
Terrence, even for Crash, which literally won an Oscar, he was paid just $6,000, 0 cents. And to make it worse, he says he still hasn't seen a dime in royalties from the music he performed in Hustle and Flow. Now he's seriously considering suing Paramount to get what he's owed after 20 years.
You gotta sue Paramount or send them a letter.
Are you serious?
I gotta send them a letter to say, hey, you guys owe me about 20 years worth of residuals and performance royalties. But I didn't know, I was just trying to pay my rent then. I made $6,000 doing Crash. Crash didn't.
I remember the movie Crash. Yes, that's right. That's right.
The business don't pay actors anything. That's why the strike is going on. Actors are struggling.
And when Fiddy caught wind of this, he didn't stay quiet. He reposted Terrence's clip and told him straight up, come work with me at G-Unit Films. He promised to pay him right, not like the studios that did him dirty. He even told Taraji to hit up Mary J. Blige and go get that bag. And then came the mic drop moment. Terrence, call my phone. I'll get you what they owe you. I'm not playing game. Now that Terrence is speaking out against Diddy, 50's biggest rival, the timing couldn't be better. This isn't just a reunion, it's a full-on reckoning. And together, they might just burn Hollywood's fake image to the ground.
This is extended family. You've been there with me through my ups and downs. Whenever I get in trouble, this is the one I call. It's my strategist right here. This is my brother. This B.I.G.'s brother. Yes, sir. It's Brooklyn's own Brooklyn!
Now here's where the story takes a turn and gets even shadier. Let's talk about Jay-Z, because even though Jay is suddenly acting like he and Diddy were never that close, baby, the receipts say otherwise. Diddy used to call Jay his strategist, said Jay was the first person he called when he was in trouble. That doesn't sound like someone you barely knew.
Your homie's doing a lot of things, man. Most importantly, you know, he had a recital that he has to be at the blue. But he reached out to him, and I told him that this right here was important. Bad Boy celebrating 20 years of hits. And this is extended family. You've been there with me through my ups and downs.
And when Jay skipped his own daughter Blue Ivy's recital, yes, skipped a daddy-daughter moment just to perform at Diddy's 20th anniversary show, whoo, that speaks volumes.
I'm not approved.
No, you're
Okay.
not. I love you, but Sean
I'm not
is a
sure. I'm
whole
not there yet.
different,
I
like,
appreciate that. I'm
if I
not
hear,
there yet.
You know, yeah.
Who is Sean approved from the world of entertainment?
There's only one person.
Oh, go on.
And I call him Sean. That's Jay-Z. We call each other Sean.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody else could call me Sean.
He's
And
the only person who's
there's not a
Sean
single-
approved.
There's not a single person that
Outside
should be,
of family?
That should be outside of my mother.
Okay, just
that should be calling me. Yeah, they should be calling me Sean.
Let's not forget Diddy told the world there's only one other person besides his mom who can call him by his real name, and that person is Jay. So please, spare us the fake distance.
The whole mantra can't stop, won't stop. It's like, you gotta be relentless. You gotta have a bit of crazy. You can't take no for an answer. You gotta make it happen. He embodies that. There's this guy from a neighborhood similar to where I've grown up that made it to these unreachable heights. Puff was the first one that came through and made us feel like, you know, it was us. It was ghetto fabulous. We took our rightful place at the tables in the boardrooms and the fashion shows and you know, we arrived. That impact obviously had an effect on all of us and let us carve our own space. And it was like, oh, we could be in these spaces without assimilating. We don't be in these spaces as ourselves. To change someone's mindset and take the limits off of kids' dreams. You dream about things when you see it done. Then you know that dream becomes attainable and it's something that you can reach for. It just feels like the ultimate culture. You can't measure that. Like you get in there, it'll make you believe that you can do anything.
And then, the moment that truly had fans side-eyeing, a video surfaced of Diddy singing happy birthday to a shirtless, oiled-up Jay-Z at his house. Yup, that happened, and no, it was not a joke.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you. This is a special birthday for both of us. Yeah.
And then there's the infamous viral photo, the one of Diddy and French Montana looking like they were spooning in the middle of a Miami party. 50 Cent? He wasn't about to stay quiet. He reposted it to IG and wrote, "What in the world is going on in this picture, man? Something's not right." He said what we were all thinking, but honey, it doesn't end there.
I started kicking it with Diddy, right? I ran around with Diddy for 2 years. And this Diddy, we never went to the studio one time, but he was like, yo, with your demo, that's, you know, bad boy, but hey, Playboy, hey, here go a watch, Playboy, here go a chain, Playboy. I'm like, yo, we ever gonna rap? This nigga like, nah, I was doing it for 2 years. Yo, but the jet leave at 5. We going to Miami, Playboy. We going to, you know what I'm saying? We going to New York. We in ATL this weekend, Playboy, pop out. And I was going everywhere with Diddy.
Another name being whispered in this circus, The Game. In a 2022 interview on Drink Champs, The Game said Diddy approached him to make an album, but instead of getting into the studio, they just traveled for 2 years with no music made, but the gifts, the private jets, the parties, they never stopped.
Hey, wasn't Puffy interested in working with you also?
Yeah, Puff, I was running around with Puff for a minute, but we was just partying, man. Puff liked to party. So that's basically all we did. I think the few times I was running around with D-Mac and Puff, we just did a bunch of partying. We might have went to the studio once or twice, but I didn't get to record nothing. I was just,
Okay, but I mean, Puffy was a huge deal back then.
Still a huge deal.
I mean, he's still a huge deal, but he's not doing music anymore, is what I'm saying. Back then, Bad Boy was on fire, and he's running around with you, and Puffy's a busy guy.
I was running around with him.
Yeah. You were running around with him.
Right.
Was he talking about signing you, or what exactly happened?
Nah, Puff he wanted to sign me. He just, he was moving around. Like, he had the restaurant Justin's in Atlanta, so we was in and out of that. A lot of parties in Atlanta with him and V and, Big Wolf and, Fab and Jeezy was just, Fab was already on. Jeezy was coming of age. But we just partied.
Later, in an interview with Vlad TV, The Game again said he spent those 2 years partying with Diddy in Atlanta. No albums, no recordings, just vibes. Allegedly. Now, The Game is also rumored to be part of 50's docuseries. But wait, it gets even deeper.
I don't know whatever someone does in their bedroom, that's what they do. I don't got nothing to do with that. I'm just here to say that I've never seen my man doing anything foul like they talking about.
None of it. All of it. I mean,
I've never seen it. I've known him for 29 years. And then it's like with guys like 50, you know what I'm saying? Like Uncle Tom cats like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you want to put me, I don't know if y'all saw the post when 50 posted about me. Of course you guys see
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, 50 has been going after Diddy and everybody associated with him for months now, ever since the Cassie lawsuit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But, you can't brush under the rug. I don't see anybody reporting about what Tatted Up Holly said about him beating her up and about, his other baby mom saying beating her up. I just look at it as, he wants to bring the black community down worse than anyone else.
Stevie J just got dragged into the mess. According to Lil Rod's lawsuit, Diddy bragged about sleeping with him, and when 50 Cent clowned Stevie on IG, his reaction was too defensive. Now fans are wondering, what does 50 really know? Then there's MGK. He partied with Diddy back in the Bad Boy days and admitted seeing crazy stuff, but when pressed, silence.
It's not normal. You kick it around him, it's like, his whole life is like, it's crazy to look at, you know what I'm saying? Because I make sure I keep my normality all the time. But that motherfucker is like a walking corporation. It's nuts.
Former Bad Boy worker Jonathan Oden made wild claims during a police interrogation. He said Diddy hired him for freak-off parties and he allegedly caught an STD from Diddy. When he confronted him, Rick Ross was sent to shut him up. Jonathan also name-dropped Rick Ross, DJ Khaled, and Diddy, accusing them of being part of the same freak-off circle.
Diddy and Ross, which they good buddies, okay? They're gay. Who? Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
As Terrence said it best, some of these guys lost their man card at Diddy's parties. And anyone acting brand new now? Yeah, we're watching you. With 50's Diddy Do It doc coming soon, the countdown is real. Terrence is spilling, Diddy's old crew is sweating, and baby, Hollywood's mask is slipping fast.